it's sticking like it. Alright folks, so today we are going to make some focaccia sourdough. Let's grab our starter and the rest of our ingredients and get right to it. Need some bread flour and some salt. Hopefully you have some non-chlorinated water as well. I'll add these all together and get going. First we're going to add in 435 grams of non-chlorinated water, 100 grams of sourdough starter. So I added 500 grams of all-purpose or bread flour. It's been about 3 hours and as you can tell, it's getting nice and bubbly and it's increased in size quite a bit. I'll put it in my pan and let it rise for another 4, maybe 5 hours. But I had some leftover sun-dried tomatoes from last season. I'm going to use the oil from this oil for my pan and I'm going to put a couple of these diced sun-dried tomatoes inside. Give it that extra flavor. What I also got is this Italian herb blend. I won't use too much of this, but put a little bit in just to give it that nice focaccia, nice Italian taste. Oil up your pan nice and neat. Always try to repurpose if you can. This sun-dried tomato is going to work out great because it's going to give you that nice flavor. So if you have any of that stuff left over, my hands are also oily, so that's good that I can just pull this thing out. It won't stick to my hands so much. Maybe get a little bit more on the top. Might be overdoing it a little bit, that's okay though. Stretch that out to the corners. Pour off some of that oil perhaps, because it is a bit much. Next I'm going to put in my sun-dried tomatoes all over. And again for the Italian herb mix, I don't want to add too much, but I'll add a little bit for that nice Italian flavor. Because I got some rock salt, sea salt, rock salt, flake salt, something. Nice generous pinch. Once you have all your herbs, your toppings, whatever, push that in. And don't touch that for about 5 hours. We'll come back. So I did a process called spiking, which is putting in some yeast. And again, it didn't rise the way I wanted. It's not holding its form. It's now too liquidy. But I'm going to go ahead and bake this at 450 for about 25-30 minutes. And well, that will be my first attempt. Looks like a flat loaf. It doesn't have the nice divots. But for a first attempt, not too shabby, I guess. We'll see how it tastes. I did douse this thing with oil multiple times, but it's sticking like it. I cut around the edges. It just will not come out. Oh, disaster, failure. Not everything in the kitchen works out. This thing is probably half damn oil too. I don't know why it stuck as bad as it did. No bueno, man, no bueno. Maybe cut it out. What's really a shame is all those sun-dried tomatoes, homemade, fresh from the garden. It's a long process, and they were so good. And to just take something like this and just chunk it, throw it away, I'd really be remiss. Yeah, it just goes to show, folks, that not everything in the kitchen works out. Trying to figure out what I did wrong is the biggest thing. And I want to say I just left the dough out too long before deciding to try to let it rise overnight. So I'm thinking that maybe that sourdough lost its food source. Yeah. Yeah, it's sticking all on the bottom. You want to try a piece? I mean, it looks nice and fluffy inside.
Yeah, it looks alright.
It's okay. Dip it in some marinara. It's pretty dense. Well, maybe next time. So, bread scraper maybe? What a disaster. Alright. That worked out alright. Okay.